Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more.
I don't know why, but once I got over being afraid of being laughed at, it was a lot of fun. What other 9-year-old boy gets to do all this? I know this has made me think about how girls do things differently, but since I'm doing it to win a contest, I don't think it's going to change me much, I said, trying to sound confident, even though the thought had crossed my mind recently. Mom, you said you'd help me get my hair ready for bed. Right. Let's go up and take out the fall so you can sleep comfortably tonight. Mom followed me up to Donna Ann's room, reached under my hair to release the clip, and laid the fall on the dresser. My head felt much lighter after it was removed. I did miss the feeling of the hair moving when I turned my head. I crawled into bed and kissed Mom goodnight. She handed me Raggedy and untucked her in next to me. My little girl, Mom whispered softly as she left the room and closed the door. That night, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that at the salon, Janice attached a hairpiece that was 5 feet long to my head. Then, when they wet my hair between styles, it changed colors. I have no idea what it meant, but it was certainly strange. The morning came, and Mom came in to wake me up. Donnie, we have to get dressed for church and then head to Grandma and Grandpa's for dinner. After you change, tuck the nightgown and panties under the pillow like you do in your room. I got up, dressed, combed my hair, and brushed my teeth. Then I placed Raggedy and on the dresser and tucked the nightgown under the pillow. Church was uneventful, and when we arrived at Grandma and Grandpa's, we were the first ones there. After greeting everyone, I helped set the table, then went to watch TV with Dad and Grandpa while we waited for the others to arrive. Uncle Bob, Aunt Betty, and Joanne showed up around 1 for dinner. I took the garment bag from Aunt Betty and asked where I should hang it. Grandma suggested I hang it in the bedroom I used when I stayed over. Joanne followed me to make sure I hung it up properly. I don't want you to ruin my dress. It's for my wedding, and I want to have a miniature bride like Ellen and Ken did, Joanne said, making sure I knew how important the dress was to her. Joanne, I'm only wearing it for the contest. I won't be playing in the mud or anything. I promise I'll take good care of it, I tried to reassure her. Let's go have dinner. Dinner at Grandma and Grandpa's is always a big event, and today was no different. By the end of the meal, everyone was full, some of us a little too full. Joanne and I helped clean up afterward, which we always did. Then Mom flashed a big, silly grin. I brought some things we need for the costume. Let's go upstairs and see how it fits. That way we'll know what needs to be done to make it perfect, Mom said, so excited I couldn't say no. We went back to the bedroom, and Mom opened the small suitcase she'd brought. She handed me a pair of white panties, a white camisole, white tights, and a white full slip. I'll step out while you change. Call me when you're done, and we'll clip in the fall and try on the dress, Mom said, heading for the door. I took off my clothes, hanging up my shirt and pants, then slipped on the panties, scrunched up the tights, and pulled them on. After that, I put on the camisole and slip. Every time I wore the silky fabric, it thrilled me, especially the cool, smooth feeling of the tights. I thought I was in heaven. Okay, Mom, I'm dressed. Mom, Grandma, Aunt Betty, and Joanne came in. Well, we've got a lot of curious eyes today, so let's get started with your hair, Donna and, Mom said, pointing to the chair by the dresser. With 6 extra pairs of eyes on me, I sat down while Mom worked on my hair. I didn't think he'd look so convincing. It's like looking at Joanne, Grandma said, shaking her head. I know. I couldn't believe how real he looks either, Mom replied. Are you almost done? I want to see how the dress fits, Aunt Betty said, always the impatient one at family gatherings. Just a little more brushing. There. All set for the dress, Mom finished, and I looked at myself in the mirror. She was right, Donna, and had fully emerged. Joanne carefully took the dress out of the closet, emphasizing how delicate it was, probably to make sure I didn't forget how precious it was. The dress was stunning. All white, with rows of ruffles and lace. The top had a modified V-neck, and the sleeves were short with scalloped lace at the ends. It had a narrow bodice with what Mom called a drop waist, and the skirt flared out with 4 lace ruffles just below where the knees would be. There was a small train of netting and lace flowing behind it. The bodice had 3 embroidered buttons, and the entire dress was satin with netting and lace accents. A flesh-colored piece around the neck opening made it look like it would rise up like a t-shirt collar. "Oh, it's beautiful," I exclaimed, feeling overjoyed. "Joanne, I will take such good care of your dress. Let me try it on." "Okay, Donna Ann, but calm down, and we'll finish up here. Now step into the dress carefully, good. Now the other leg, great," Mom guided me. "Betty, the zipper only goes to the top of the dress. What about this top piece?" I was too mesmerized by how pretty I looked in the mirror to pay much attention to the conversation. "Lois, there are 3 small hooks for the flesh-colored panel. It hooks like a bra. That panel is great. It's made from the same material that ice skaters use to make it look like they're wearing a skimpy outfit. You just set it in place and do up the hooks, and it lets the dress look perfect, even though the girls aren't developed yet," Aunt Betty explained, showing Mom how it worked. Mom nodded in agreement, and I couldn't help but feel even more excited about how perfect everything was coming together. Mom used a foundation on my neck so the top part wouldn't stand out, Joanne added. We opened the bag, and sure enough, there was a bottle of liquid foundation, a matching powder compact, and the veil. The veil was simple, with a lace band that wrapped around the front of the head, topped by a small band with the netting and lace attached. It looked exactly like the one Ellen had worn. "Houston, we have a problem," Mom said, fussing with the front of the dress. "I see the darts, but there's nothing to fill them in, so the top doesn't sit right." Aunt Betty came over to take a look. "Oh, that's right. We had the same problem. We ended up getting a training bra and foam cheaters," Aunt Betty said. "Mom. Don't tell them that." Joanne was blushing, looking completely embarrassed. "I don't see why not. Donna and is going to need the same thing," Aunt Betty said casually, not understanding Joanne's discomfort about revealing that detail. "Well, we can take care of that later. Otherwise, the dress fits perfectly. It's a good thing they're so close in size." Mom decided to move forward. "Donna, walk around a little so we can see how the dress flows." I tried walking, but kept stepping on the front of the dress with every step. "We forgot the shoes," Mom exclaimed. She reached into the case and pulled out my new heeled sandals. After sitting down to put them on, I stood up again. The 2-inch heels made a huge difference, and I didn't step on the dress anymore. I walked around the room as Mom had taught me, taking shorter steps due to the heels and the length of the dress. After all, I didn't want to trip. "You look wonderful. With the way you look, you should have been born a girl," Grandma said, smiling. "I have to admit, you look better than I expected." "Donna Ann, right?" Joanne asked, still unsure about the name Mom had chosen. Mom said that would have been my name if I were born a girl, so she thought it would be perfect for the contest, I explained, making it sound like it was all Mom's idea. "Let's go show the men how our little bride looks." Mom grabbed my hand and led me into the living room, where Dad, Grandpa, and Uncle Bob were talking about pro wrestling. "Viola, the blushing bride. Miss Donna and Jones." Mom made the dramatic introduction, sweeping her arm toward me. That was my cue to enter. I made a slow circle in the middle of the room and then stood next to Joanne, folding my hands like she had hers. "If you don't win the contest, those judges are blind. You make a perfect bride," Grandpa said with a big grin. "I agree. You look just like Joanne," Uncle Bob added, still surprised. "I also think you look like a bride," Dad said, always knowing the right thing to say. "Enough of the show. We need to go back upstairs and get Donna and changed. We don't want to ruin the dress if we don't have to," Mom said, heading back toward the bedroom. Once there, she looked at me and said, "Donna, I brought another outfit for you as Donna Ann. I thought you might need something else for the costume, and we could go shopping. It's up to you. Do we go now, Or do you want to dress as Donna Ann and go shopping during the week? What a decision. Do I stay as Donna Ann now, or do I become Donna Ann later? I decided that as long as I was mostly dressed, we should go shopping now. Mom smiled and pulled out a blue girl's t-shirt with a Peter Pan-style collar and cap sleeves. Then, she pulled out a short denim skirt and a half slip. I'll help you out of the dress and slip. Then you can change into this. Since I only brought your heels, you'll have to wear them, but it'll be good practice, Mom said while undoing the clips and zipper on the back of the dress. I carefully stepped out of it, and Mom hung it up. I took off the long full slip and hung it on a hanger. After putting everything back in the clothing bag, I slipped on the t-shirt. Mom said the skirt should go on first, then the slip under it. I was still figuring out this girl stuff, so I followed her instructions. Once dressed, Mom showed me how to lift my skirt to make sure my t-shirt was tucked in properly and how to check in the mirror to make sure my slip didn't show. After everything was in place, Mom declared I was ready, and we headed out the door. Anyone want to go shopping with us? Mom asked. I'll go. Joanne responded immediately. Grandma said she was tired and preferred to stay home. Aunt Betty decided to come along and do some window shopping. Mom told Dad would be back soon, and he handed her the car keys, telling her to hurry back. Then he noticed I was still dressed as Donna Ann. Why is Donnie still dressed as Donna Ann? He asked. She needs to try on some delicates, and it'll be much easier if she's dressed as a girl, Mom explained. Honey, are you sure about all this? I'm worried about the lasting effects of dressing up and being out as a girl. I don't know how things will be after Halloween, Dad said, his brow furrowed in concern. It was clear he was serious. It'll be fine, Dad. Honestly. Right now, it's a lot of fun, and it's for a good reason. I'll be fine once it's all over. I did my best to reassure him, though deep down, I knew Halloween wouldn't be the last time I dressed as a girl. Let's go, girls. Mom was eager to get going. She handed me a small purse, and the four of us headed out the door. Joanne and I sat in the back while Mom and Aunt Betty chatted in the front seat. You're doing all this just to win a contest? Joanne asked. Yes. I took second place last year, and this is my last chance to win. I told Mom I'd do anything to win, even had my ears pierce. See? I moved my hair aside to show Joanne the tiny gold studs in my ears. You're putting a lot of effort into this. What about after the contest? It looks like you have some clothes that aren't exactly for a boy. Joanne pointed out my outfit. I don't know. Whispering, I think Mom wants me to be her daughter sometimes. I don't know what will happen after Halloween. Don't tell anyone, okay? I made Joanne Pinky swear not to tell anyone. We talked about Joanne's costume for her school party. She was going as Malibu Barbie, and she already had the wig and all the clothes at home. They even bought her a bra and some stuffing to get the right shape for Barbie. We laughed about that, and by then, we had arrived at a small strip mall. Mom parked in front of a store called Helen's Intimates. Let's go in and see what we can do to make the top of the dress fit better, Mom said as she got out of the car. All four of us entered the store and were greeted by a pleasant woman about Mom's age. I'm Barbara. How can I help you today? My daughter is going to be a miniature bride, and the dress is beautiful, but I'm afraid she hasn't started to develop yet. The dress is made for someone with a little more on top. Can you help us? Mom asked. Giggle, of course. We get these requests regularly. Follow me to the changing area. Which young lady is it? Barbara asked. It's Donna Ann. She's the one who needs the help. I could feel my face turning bright red. Don't be embarrassed, Donna. A lot of young girls need a little help before they mature. Just step into the changing booth, take off your top, and I'll get the measurements. Then we'll get you fitted for a bra and pads. Barbara led me to the changing area, her voice trying to reassure me. A bra. What was I getting into? I hadn't expected this. I glanced at Mom, who just nodded, signaling for me to follow along. In the changing room, I nervously removed my top and waited for Barbara. She returned shortly with a tape measure. I need you to take off the camisole too. Don't be embarrassed. I do this all the time, she said, trying to make me feel comfortable. I slipped off the camisole, and Barbara measured me. Be right back. She left the room, and I stood there, unsure of what to do next. Soon, she returned with 2 boxes. Let's try this on first. This is your first bra, isn't it? It's important that it fits comfortably, not too tight, not too loose. She pulled a small bra from one box and had me slip my arms through the straps. Then she hooked it in the back and adjusted the straps. She opened the other box and took out 2 small foam pads. These will give you a cup. I think this will be just right for your body size. She slipped the pads into the bra. Now put your top back on, and we'll show your mother. I quickly put my top back on and stepped out to show Mom. Trying on pants or shirts and showing Mom is one thing, but showing her my first bra, well, that was a whole different experience. Oh my, it makes you look older, Donna. I think the size is just right for the dress, Mom said, beaming with pride. I think you're right, Lois. That's right? Good, I think that's what the dressmaker said would work for the dress, Aunt Betty agreed with Mom. I guess that meant I'd be wearing a bra for Halloween. If you ladies like, she could wear it home. I have the boxes here. Donna, just go back and put on your camisole over the bra, and then put your shirt back on, Barbara offered. Mom, I'm a little uncomfortable. Do I really have to wear this home? I wasn't sure how I felt about it. The bra wasn't uncomfortable, but it felt strange to have something sticking out of my chest. I think you look just fine, Donna. Go ahead and put your camisole back on, and leave the bra on. You'll get used to it quickly. Mom's tone made it clear I wasn't supposed to argue, so I went back to put the camisole on. Mom was paying for the items when I came out of the dressing room. She smiled at me as I returned, and we all headed out the door. Donna, don't worry. I went through this for the wedding, remember? Joanne tried to calm me down, whispering, but you're a girl. You look enough like a girl to fool anyone I know. Joanne said. I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up as my girl cousin instead of my boy cousin. Nah. I'll always be Donnie, I said, trying to sound sure, though in the back of my mind, I wondered if she might be right. We made it back to Grandma and Grandpa's and went inside. The only person who noticed anything was Grandma. My, you look all grown up, Donna Ann. Thank you, Grandma. It still feels strange, but I'm getting used to it. I could feel the heat in my cheeks. I went into the bedroom with everyone and had to change clothes and try the wedding dress on again. This time, everyone was happy with how it fit. I guess I was filling out all the right places now. Just change back into your top and skirt, Donna. It's getting late, and we need to head home, Mom said. Okay, Mom. I'll be right down. Joanne, could you stay and help me put the dress back in the bag? I asked. Sure. I took off the dress and slip, then put my top, skirt, and short slip back on. All this changing was starting to feel automatic, like dressing as a girl was becoming second nature. Joanne and I came into the front room carrying the garment bag, the small suitcase, and my purse. I gave everyone a hug and kiss, then waved goodbye as we left. You're all set for the contest now, right? Dad asked. I think so. Mom, are we? I asked. I think you are. We've got all the clothes now, and your lessons have been going so well that no one will think you're anything but a girl. Just some more practice walking as a bride, and you'll be ready. Mom smiled, clearly excited. Then, why are you still dressed as Donna Ann? Dad asked. I didn't really think about it, Dad. Mom said to change quickly, and these clothes were right there, so I just put them back on and got ready to come home. I was honestly surprised by how willing I was to stay dressed as Donna Ann. The rest of the trip was quiet, and I found myself deep in thought about being Donna Ann and being Donald Allen. The more I thought about it, the more confused I became. We arrived home, and I helped carry the bag and suitcase inside, then put everything away. Afterward, I spent the evening practicing the slow, steady walk Mom said I'd need for the contest. When bedtime came, Mom took my hairpiece out, and I changed into my nightgown and panties. I gave Dad a kiss, and Mom came with me to tuck me in. This time, I grabbed Raggedy Ann and brought her to bed with me. I really needed someone to listen, and Raggedy Ann would do just fine for tonight. Mom smiled as she gently tucked me in and kissed my forehead. Then she turned off the light and closed the door. I spent a long time just going over the events that led up to today. I asked Raggedy Ann a lot of questions, but she didn't say a word. I finally decided one thing. Raggedy Ann was a very good listener. "Wake up, sleepyhead. It's morning, and time to get ready for school," Mom said, smiling at me like she does every morning. "Don't forget to dress as Donnie today, okay?" I looked down and realized I was still dressed as Donna Ann. I placed Raggedy Ann on the dresser and made the bed, then went across the hall to Donnie's room to grab my underwear and a robe. I brushed my teeth, showered, and combed my hair. I remembered to put the panties and nightgown in the hamper. Since Mom was doing laundry today, they'd be ready for next weekend. Then I went to my room to get dressed. I was surprised to find that I had trouble buttoning my shirt. Somehow, all the buttons were backwards. Then I realized those were the buttons for boys' clothes. I must have gotten used to buttoning Donna Ann's clothes over the weekend. The entire week felt like it was dragging by. I think I really missed being Donna Ann. I hung out with Sam a couple of nights, and he tried several times to get me to spill the beans about my costume. I wouldn't budge. He even offered to tell me what his costume was, but I said no, so we dropped it. We played basketball together and just hung out after school, watching TV and playing Atari. Finally, Friday arrived. After dinner, I looked at Mom and Dad and asked the question that made me nervous inside. "Mom, Dad, can I be Donna Ann tonight?" With only one more week until the contest, I thought it'd be good to practice some more. I genuinely wondered what they would say. "Wonderful." I was just about to suggest the same thing, Mom said with a big smile. "Also, you'll have to dress as Donna in the morning. We need to go back to the salon to pick out your makeup for the contest. Donnie, I don't mind as long as you're just practicing. But if you're dressed as a girl, I expect you to act like one," Dad said, looking a little serious. "Thanks. I'll go change and call you, Mom, so you can fix my hair." I went up to Donna's room and opened the drawer to get what I needed. I noticed there seemed to be more underwear than last week. Oh well, maybe I was imagining it. I picked up my bra and the foam pads and placed them on the bed, then grabbed a pair of light blue panties. I thought about tights but decided to choose the outfit I wanted to wear first. When I opened the closet, expecting to find the two outfits from last week, I was shocked to see 3 new ones. One was a one-piece outfit that looked like what the girls in my class wore to go roller skating. There was a sailor-style dress and a white blouse with a plaid skirt next to it. After looking through everything, I decided on the sailor-style dress for tonight. I went back to the drawer, grabbed white tights, and took out a full slip, laying it on the bed. I put on my bra and inserted the foam pads, then slid the slip on and let it glide over my body. Dressing as a girl actually felt nice sometimes. I finally took the dress off the hanger, put it on, and buttoned it up in the back. I called Mom to help me attach the fall. In less than 5 minutes, Mom had my hair done, and I was Donna Ann again. I spent the evening walking, sitting, talking politely, and practicing walking with a book on my head, just like Mom had taught me. At 9 o'clock, Mom said it was bath and bedtime. I went to hang up my clothes and placed the undergarments on the chair by the closet for tomorrow. After taking a shower with Mom's soap and shampoo, I smelled nice and put on my nightgown and panties. I kissed Dad goodnight, and Mom tucked me in with Raggedy Ann. I was starting to like holding Raggedy Ann. It made me feel safe. "Donna, wake up. It's time to get dressed and get going," Mom said as she shook my shoulder. "Wear the white blouse and plaid skirt today. The white will help us figure out your makeup better." "Morning, Mom," I mumbled, still half asleep on a Saturday morning. I went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, showered, and combed my hair. Then I remembered to put the panties and nightgown in the hamper, since Mom was doing laundry. I went back to my room to get dressed, starting with the bra and pads, the blue panties, and white tights. I grabbed the white blouse and plaid skirt and found a short half-slip to wear underneath. I slipped on my high heels, grabbed the little purse Mom had given me, and went to the kitchen for breakfast. "Hi, Dad. What are you going to do today?" I asked. "Just some honey-do things. Your mom made a list of things that need fixing. It'll probably take all day." Dad smiled. "You look lovely today. Are you going out?" "Yes, Mom said we have an appointment to get my makeup done for the contest." "Dad, every time I look in the closet, there seems to be more girls' clothes. Any idea why?" I asked. "Your mother is a very strong woman. She's always said, never start a project without diving in with both feet. Once you told her what you wanted, she took charge to make sure you came out perfect. Right now, you're definitely Donna and there's no trace of Donald Allen when I look at you. But that's how you win the contest. Be the character. Be Donna Ann. It's an old actor's trick. Once you wear the costume, you become the character. Have fun today, and remember to be Donna Ann." Dad kissed me on the forehead and went out to start his projects. Mom came into the kitchen with a cup of coffee. "No time to eat, we're running late. Meet me in the car." With that, we were off to see Janice. I always enjoy riding in the car, and today was no exception. The fall colors were absolutely stunning. After my conversation with Dad, I made up my mind to fully embrace being Donna Ann today. I had been observing the girls at school for ideas on how to act, and now it was time to put what I had learned into practice. "Mom, don't you think all these trees are beautiful? The colors look so much brighter today, don't you think? The world did seem brighter to me today. Fall is such a lovely time of the year, Donna Ann. I agree that you don't often get to see all these vibrant colors. As for the world seeming brighter, I think you must be in a very good mood today." Mom replied with a smile. "I am." I had a short talk with Dad. He said, as an actor, I should fully immerse myself in my character when dressed for the part. Since I'm dressed as Donna Ann, I've decided to be Donna Ann. "So, today is a bright, beautiful day seen through the eyes of a 9-year-old girl," I said, feeling quite pleased with myself. "Good for you. I was wondering when you decide to fall into character completely. You did it so quickly last year. This year, I think the change just took a little longer," Mom said with a smile. We spent the rest of the trip admiring the fall colors and chatting about hair, veils, and what to expect during my makeup consultation. When we arrived at the salon, I went in and told the receptionist that Donna Ann Jones was here for her makeup consultation. She smiled, checked me off the list, and asked me to take a seat. She said Janice would be right out. While I waited, I picked up a hairstyle book and started flipping through it. I asked Mom if she thought some of the shorter styles might work with my own hair. That way, I wouldn't need the fall every time I became Donna Ann. "I take it you like being Donna Ann?" Mom asked, raising her eyebrow as she always does when she's not sure about something. "I hoped you would. I've gotten used to having a part-time daughter, and I was hoping I could keep you around once in a while after Halloween. I don't think your father will understand. Right now, he sees this as preparation for a role to play, but I think you see it as something more. Am I right?" "Yes, I think so. I really enjoy the feel of the clothes. I also like how you can dress so differently every day. I love all the choices I have as Donna Ann. Like today, for example, we're here to pick out makeup to go with my outfit. I think we need to do my hair in that updo first and then pick the makeup, right? I love when Janice plays with my hair. This is the most fun I've ever had, Mom. I'd like to keep doing this after Halloween too." I was excited about the idea of being Donna Ann more often. Just then, a girl I'd never seen before walked into the salon with Sam's mom. She had long auburn hair that cascaded to the middle of her back, and her beautiful green eyes caught my attention. She was wearing a white blouse with a Peter Pan collar, a Kelly green jumper, white tights, and black Mary Janes. I didn't look too closely since I was about to go with Janice, but I overheard her introduce herself as Janet Lynn Collins and mention that she had an appointment with Janice for a makeup consultation. Mrs. Collins sat next to my mom, and Janet came over to sit beside me, making me a little nervous. "Hi. I'm Janet Lynn. What's your name?" She spoke with an Irish accent that sounded so charming. "I'm Donna Ann. It's a pleasure to meet you," I said, giving her a nod. "I'm here to work on my makeup for my Halloween costume. How about you?" Janet asked. "Really? So am I. We're here to finalize my hair and makeup for my costume too." "How neat that we're both here for the same thing," I replied, surprised at how easily we were talking. It felt like I'd known Janet forever. We chatted about school, homework, and getting ready for Halloween. She mentioned that she'd come to visit her cousin, Sam, for the weekend, so no one would know about her costume. She said Sam had gone to her house for the same reason. Just then, Janice called my name. "Nice to meet you, Janet. Will you be at the Collins all weekend?" "Only until Sunday night," Janet answered. "Maybe I'll see you this weekend. Bye," I said as I went off with Janice, telling her the hairstyle we had chosen. Janice wet my hair to help straighten it, then combed my bangs down and curled them under. She pulled the sides of my hair back to just above my ears, then teased the top and sides a little to add volume. After that, she used a small curling iron to create long ringlets that cascaded around my head. When she was finished, I looked in the mirror and loved the result just as much as the last time I was there. "All right, young lady, over to the cosmetician's chair," Janice said with a smile. I eagerly followed her to another station. The two chairs were facing each other, and surrounding Janice's chair were all sorts of bottles, pencils, and things I couldn't identify. She started with a card displaying different shades of foundation. "This is to find the best match for your skin tone," Janice explained as she picked up a bottle labeled honey beige and placed it in front of me. Mom stepped over and handed Janice a bottle. "This is the cover-up for the edge of the flesh-colored area on the dress. Will the foundation work with this?" "Wow, we're lucky. This is made by the same company as the foundation. That means we can blend them together on her neck to gradually change the shade from her face to the dress. No one should notice," Janice said, clearly pleased. "All right, back to you, Donna. What are your wedding colors?" "Wedding colors? Mom?" I was confused, didn't even know I needed wedding colors. "I thought it was just white." "I thought about that. Dove gray and burgundy look very good on you. What do you think, Janice?" Mom answered quickly. She must have thought about this for a while. "With Donna's coloring, it'll be beautiful. Let's try it," Janice agreed and motioned for another girl to come over. She introduced Carrie, who was the best at makeup, so Janice handed the application over to her. "I'll check back in. I need to start on Janet Lynn." Carrie studied my face for a moment before picking up the foundation and applying it with a sponge. She explained each step as she went. Once she finished with the foundation, she used translucent powder to set it. "Now, lean back for me," Carrie said as she reclined the chair. "We need to clean up your eyebrows a little. Let me apply this lotion first. It softens and numbs the area a little." She used a Q-tip to apply a cool liquid to my brows. After a couple of minutes, she came over with a pair of tweezers. "I'm just going to clean them up. The thick Brooke Shields look is in right now, so we don't have to make them too thin." "Thin eyebrows? What about school?" I asked, worried. "Just a few stray hairs, no more than 20 on each side. They'll grow back, and you'll look the same," Carrie said matter-of-factly as she began plucking. It only took a few minutes, but I think we talked too much because every time she pulled a hair, it stung. "There, much better." She was pleased with her work. She then took a brown eyebrow pencil and colored in the remaining hairs. Next, she moved on to my eyes. "This can be tricky, so try to stay still, okay?" "Okay." I closed my eyes as I felt her apply something across my eyelids, then the other. She repeated the process 2 more times, covering everything up to my eyebrows. She came back with her finger and blended the areas together. I've blended the colors so they look smooth, Carrie explained. Stay still, please. She steadied her hand on my cheek, and a cool liquid was applied along the edge of my upper eyelids. Okay, open your eyes and look at me. Carrie took an eyeliner pencil and carefully lined my lower eyelid. Beautiful. Would you like to see? Carrie raised the chair back up and held up a mirror for me. I gasped when I saw my reflection. My eyes were stunning burgundy on the eyelids, gradually fading into dove grey, and finished with a pearl white under my brows. It made me look much older than 9. I like it. Mom, what do you think? Very pretty, dear. I knew that combination would look great on you. Mom was smiling from ear to ear. Let's finish up, Donna. We still have more to do, Carrie said as she got to work again. She applied a product called Coral Blusher to my cheeks, feathering the edges with her fingers. Then she coated my lashes with black mascara and combed through them to separate them. After that, she had me hold my lips apart so she could line them with a lip pencil to define and enhance their shape. Finally, she filled in my lips with lipstick and had me blot them twice. All done. You're ready to get married, she said with a smile. I looked in the mirror and was amazed at how I looked. I was beautiful. Mom talked to Carrie about nail polish to match the burgundy lipstick and bought the foundation, eyeshadow, blusher, lipstick, and nail polish to ensure we had the right colors for next week. She said she had other items we could use, so we didn't need to buy them. I thanked Carrie again for making me feel beautiful. On our way out, I saw Janice still working on Janet Lynn's hair. I waved goodbye, and she waved back. Mom told me that since my hair and makeup were done, we should pick up a new veil. The one with the dress won't work with this hairstyle, she explained. We drove a couple of blocks and pulled up in front of a bridal shop called Simply Beautiful. The gowns in the window were beyond description. As we entered, a small chime rang, signaling a new customer. A young lady came up to us with Melissa on her name tag. Good morning, ladies. How can I help you today? My daughter, Donna Ann, is going to be a miniature bride. We need a veil that will match this hairstyle, Mom explained. Oh my, that's absolutely beautiful on you. Step over here to our veil section. I'm sure we have just the right one for you, Melissa said, leading the way to the veil section. After looking through what seemed like hundreds of veils, Mom finally picked one that closely resembled the one Janice had used. It had a headband covered in white roses, and the veil itself was very sheer, hanging down to my shoulder blades. The blusher portion was short, and when it was pulled forward, it hung just below my chin. Perfect, Mom said, the only word she needed. I turned to look in the mirror. Mom was right, it was perfect. Melissa carefully removed the veil and packed it in a large bag. Mom told me to place it in the trunk so it wouldn't get crushed. I'd never been so careful with a piece of clothing before. I felt like I was carrying glass. It was close to noon, so Mom suggested we stop for lunch. I wanted tacos, so Mom pulled into a Taco Bell. As we walked in, I noticed Janet Lynn and Mrs. Collins sitting down to lunch. Hi, Mrs. Collins. Would you and Janet like some company? Mom asked. Sure, if it's all right with you, Janet. Mrs. Collins asked. I don't mind at all. It'll give me a chance to talk to Donna Ann, Janet said with a smile. Come sit with me, Donna. Janet and I sat at a table a couple away from Mrs. Collins. Mom went to get our order while I visited with Janet. Nice to see you again, Mrs. Collins, I said. So, Donna, what are you dressing as for Halloween? Janet asked. I'm going as a bride. We finished my hair and makeup and just picked up the veil. I have the dress at home, so I think we have everything we need. What about you? What are you wearing to your party? I asked. Yes, being a wee bit Irish, I decided to go as an Irish fairy princess, inspired by the stories in the book fairy tales. My aunt helped with the costume, and I finished deciding on my hair and makeup today. Looks like we're both as ready as we can be, Janet said, clearly excited about her costume. Lunch arrived, and we continued talking about everything from hair and makeup for our parties to clothes, and even basketball. It turned out Janet liked the same teams as I did. She was so easy to talk to. I was going to miss her when she went home. Soon, Mom said it was time to go, and we said our goodbyes before heading out. The rest of the day, I stayed fully in character as Donna Ann. I helped Mom around the house just like last weekend and took Dad a snack and drink for all the repairs he'd been doing. Right before dinner, I even helped Dad clean up the mess in the garage. Throughout the evening, I made sure to act as Donna Ann. Everything I did, I tried to do like a girl would. I think it was paying off. Mom didn't need to correct me anymore, and Dad treated me like a girl. He even pulled out my chair for me at dinner. That night, I slept with Raggedy and again. I told her all about my decision to be the best Donna and I could be. She just smiled at me. Like I said before, she's a good listener.